Firstly, start by talking about your high margin SPF eggs business. Now, we understand that you will be increasing capacity from the current 1 crore per year. By how much would you be upping capacity, and when will that capacity come on board?
I think there are three locations, originally two, and one additional at Pathan is coming up, the expansion plan, which we are producing about 1 million eggs per month, and it's going to 1.20, 1 crore 20 lakhs, which can go up to 1.5 CR production. Basically, these vaccines are, you want to hear the usage of the SPFX, or how do you want to go, man?
Eggs that you're giving it to Hester Life Science and Serum Institute, but what we want to know is that from 1 million to 1 crore, when will you reach there, and how much, what is your margin per egg?
Margin, I will be very difficult. It is a costing issue, but I can easily tell you what the production levels are. Right now, it is 1 crore, and it will go to up to 1.6. That is 1 crore 60 lakhs, where we are using for human consumption and the chicken consumption vaccines, basically. And if you go in the depth of it, we are vaccines manufacturers all over India, including our competitors, using our SPFX. And in human line, I think we are producing for so many vaccines, like for suppliers, we are like for, you can say, Serum Institute, we are supplying for rabies, we are doing for mom's vaccine, we are doing for yellow fever, we are supplying for measles, we are supplying. Yeah.
How much of your total SPF or high margin egg business is there in Venkys, the listed entity, and how much is there in Venkatesh Rao Hatcheries, the parent company?
Sir, Venkateshwara is the majority of SPF eggs are in Venkys only. The only company which Venkateshwara holds is in America, in South Carolina, in South Carolina, where we produce about, in America, we produce, is a Venkateshwara group. Our group, of course, we produces about, I think it produces about not much of 1 million eggs per annum, where we are increasing our capacity in USA to 3 million per annum, where we are supplying to again the vaccine manufacturers in America. There are only three vaccine manufacturers in the world, the major ones. It's I think Lohmann, America, Charles River Labs in America, and then comes Weber Acres, that is Venkateshwara as such.
So Rao, I know you touched upon this earlier. I just want to understand this better in terms of numbers. What is the price or margin differential between SPF eggs sold to external customers versus those sold to the group company?
I exactly it is a policy, the company which they're running actually. And if you say that if you want to have the depth of the retail costing, it would be very difficult to put across what price each egg I would be selling commercially, or each egg I will be selling in-house. So it's a little ticklish issue where I'll have to go and study and come back to you, because the costing, if you ask me, it will be very difficult to expose or tell any company, I'm sure, who's selling bikes or anything else, he won't be telling you pricing of what is going to in-house, what is going to sell outside.
At least for, okay, if not on the profit side, on the revenue side, can you break it up between how much is sold to Serum Institute, how much to Hester, and how much is sold to the group company that makes vaccines? Can you at least give us a revenue breakup?
Let me put it in another way. Instead of going in the, I'll give you a roundabout idea, where we do about about 60% we supply to our chicken manufacturers, vaccine manufacturers, and 20% goes in the market, and 20% goes with our supply in-house.
Let's try and understand the business a little bit better as well. If one talks about the poultry business in particular, we'd like to understand what your current capacity is for the day-old chick, and whether or not you have any expansion plans for the same, and also what percentage of broiler business is now via contract farming, and how much of it is in-house.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. It's like this, that we produce, the entire industry produces about 40 crores per month, which you can say 60% is in contract and integration, and 40% is open farming. So and there's still scope of 10 to 12% every year, which is the growth level is up to. And over and above, then again the glut situation starts. But then this multinational chains and further processing, and as it is a 5% total 6 to 7% of further processing market which has reached to, including competitors, including Venkys, including all these multinationals which we are supplying to, things like that.
Can you broadly tell me that how much of your existing poultry business is in Venkys Limited and how much of your core or non-core poultry business is in Venkatesh Hatcheries?
Venkys, the processing is entirely in Venkys, of course. Part of integration is in Venkys, and I would say it should be still about say, because of breeding, and then you have got your own parent farm. So I would say it should be about 70%, 70-30 still. Venkateshwara holds. Yeah.
Which you would do, or the high margin businesses, for example, you moved into products, you moved into various extension of your egg brands in terms of protein and other high protein products. Will that happen in Venkys or will that happen in Venkateshwar Hatcheries?
It happen in both situations because we have come out with a new product as a chocolate drink which we are heavily campaigning on. It's Venkateshwara Group, but Venky is also, as we are more emphasizing and I think focusing on chicken, as you know, the SPF technology, the chicken. We are also in the retailing outlets we are focusing. So more of a poultry we are looking at Venky's India as such and Venky's company as such. And anything in future, of course, there's some secret plans which I think we'll reveal next year, I think, for this. We have the soybean units coming and oil seeds coming and things like that.
Okay, fair point. So last question is that, do you get benefits of farm income on an aggregate level because poultry and farm businesses are connected, or there is no huge tax advantage which you currently get despite having presence in the poultry sector?
Honestly, we don't get anything very special about it because it has been from 2 decades the same question arises whether poultry is in agriculture or non-agriculture and things like that. So whether we are here or whether we are there, we are not getting any special incentives, but except the midday meals which we request and which in some states the government have been very kind enough to observe this midday meals scenario. But otherwise, there is no some special incentives or anything like that, except for everybody gets for exports. That's a different issue. But as poultry as such, we don't have anything special. So, sir.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Rao, good luck with that then.